Incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes. Aussie bourbon lovers sharing bourbon with Australia. Well, we're excited to be at Larrikin again.
Yep.
In Lawrenceburg with Greg Keeley.
Good to have you guys back.
Well, it's so good to be back.
I know.
So exciting.
Do we come back so frequently?
You guys will get a frequent fly card down here.
We love to come to Kentucky.
And you've pulled out one of the good ones.
Indeed.
It's not only is it a good one, but it's also rocking Freo colours. We won't talk too much about Freo.
Come on.
I didn't mean to be like
Dave,
that.
we promised we weren't going to talk about
The
football.
whole colour of my distillery is purple and white, like Freo.
Yes.
Yeah.
The jerks. I'm not talking to them for at least 4 months.
Yeah.
I'm over Fremantle.
Until they're going to go
Being
for
a
the Cats
Fremantle-
instead, or the Hawks?
Cats. Being a Fremantle supporter is the hardest thing in the world.
Harder than being a distillery owner?
Or a Saints supporter.
Much. Oh, yes, but Saints suck. So that just goes without saying. We've got so much promise.
Yes.
But yeah, it is rocking the Freo colours. Thanks for bringing that up.
Sorry about that. I didn't really
We
mean
do
to
love the
kind of rub salt into any wounds.
Yep.
What are we pouring today?
Yeah, so today we're drinking a Larrikin single barrel. This is what put us on the map. Our single barrels, again, it's our standard 75-29-4 mash bill, and we make that because, one, I was able to. It was the first thing I ever made, and so that's what everything still is. And this, so about one in every 12 to 15 barrels or so is single barrel worthy.
Yep.
So our single barrels are single barrel and cask strength. And this is what really put us on the map when we first released a couple of years back. This is an 8-year-old, 120 proof, I believe, 119.5 proof. This is our Delta 5 barrel. We sort of use the military things, and once we run out of so we sort of just run through. We have a single level rick house, and we just sort of run through them. And so this is Delta 5. And I said to Josh, I was like, who's runs the shop here, and I'm like, hope this was a good one. But he assured me it is. I do remember Delta 5 because single barrels, they don't get here unless they're good enough to be a single barrel.
Yeah.
But some single barrels are gooder than the others.
Yeah.
Funny story. So I had a single barrel when we very first started, the first 3 barrels we ever opened, and the third one was amazing. Yeah. Like probably one of the 2 or 3 best bourbons I've ever had.
Whoa.
And so we cracked it, and it was only about 110 bottles. And so I'm like, and this is when we were starting. We had our credit cards were maxed out. It was just a shit show. And so I was like, these are too good. So I grabbed 3 cases, and I brought them home. I put them sort of down in a, sort of my little area where Katie hardly ever goes, with all my junk. Anyhow, I get home from the distillery the next day, and these 3 cases are sitting on the kitchen table. I'm like, oh, what's this? She goes, I don't know. They were in your room. I was like, oh, they were just there to make sure I got them back to the distillery. I wasn't allowed to keep one of them.
Oh, no.
I did snag a couple.
Did you sneak a few aside?
Smaller volume, Greg.
I know, that was the problem. If I'd have been, I should just run a bottle a day or something.
Yeah.
But so that's our single barrels, and this is our flagship whiskey, our purple and white Docker colours.
Yeah, this was our introduction to Larrikin at last year's KBF.
It was?
Yeah.
We brought home a bottle of the purple label one.
Yeah, it's
I very much enjoyed.
Yeah, I love this bourbon. Shall I pour some?
Please.
Yeah.
So good. I'm really excited about this. And I'm someone who enjoys at a high proof. Are you prefer the kind of high proof one, or do you prefer kind of?
Well, it's funny you asked that. So when I first started on this bourbon making quest, I was all about 100 plus, 115, 120. In the last couple of years, I still love it. Problem is, there's a lot of whiskey out there that is just put out because it's high proof.
At high proof for
Yeah,
the sake of it.
And I don't like that.
Yep.
Nothing that we put in a bottle will burn you on the way down.
Yep.
And that's just how we work it. And I think it's lazy to make whiskey that does that.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. So I now don't. The high proof thing, my sweet spot is around the bottled in bond, 100 to 110
Yeah.
is what I would drink on a day to day. But then when you get something like this at 120 or 125, you know, an 8-year-old, it's not pretentious, it's easy to drink. I'll drink this all day. Problem is, you have 2 or 3 of these and you're like, no, I can have a few more at 90 or 100 or 110 proof and still enjoy it.
That's a good point, yeah. Oh, lovely. That kind of Christmas spice kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a holiday. Holiday in a glass.
It's like a holiday in your pants.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
I can get away with that in Australia. I can't say that sort of nonsense on American podcasts. They're all way too uptight.
Oh, no. Well, welcome to Aussie bourbon lovers.
Yeah. You're right. It is a bit, has that Christmas cakey sort of.
Yeah, it's, like, it's got that bit of like holiday nose.
My nana used to make Christmas cakes. Oh, sorry,
You can
I
say
interrupted
Christmas.
myself.
We
You
say
interrupted
Christmas,
yourself. Is it so good, Dave?
It is really good.
Like, it really hangs on the middle of your palate.
So, oh God, that is pretty good. That's a good choice, Josh.
That's good, Josh.
Josh chose is a good one.
That's one of my favourites.
Delta
That's
5.
the one.
Oh, that is really good.
So, when we first started, you know, having a bit of a wine background, I always liked, you know, big reds that would sit on your middle palate and would stay there, and you could still taste it when you walked out of the restaurant or out of the bar or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I was, you know, when I first started, because I thought I could do that with bourbon and could do it with wine. When I first started with this guy, that was what I was shooting for. It turns out you can't actually do that.
It's not.
No, probably is. I still tell people it is, but but this one, you know, you'll get barrels like this, and most of our single barrels would fall into this category that have that middle palate longevity.
Yep.
And you can't beat it because, you know, I had a small sip of this and I still taste it in my.
Yeah.
I feel like 5 minutes later we'll still be.
You can.
It means your glass lasts longer as well because you kind of sip it and sit back.
And that's the beauty of these. And this is why a higher proof, like this is whatever I said, 120, if it's good bourbon at high proof, it's amazing.
Yep.
We only had 2 barrels of it and we called it Deep Purple and it was 141 proof. And we keep it up. People ask for it all the time, but there was like 220 bottles in total. That was 141 proof and it drank like 110. And it was delicious. That, when I said there was 3 or 4 of my bourbon, that is probably in the top 2 bourbons I've ever had.
And is it like, can you work out what it is that you've done to get to that? Or is it just you're lucky?
These are barrels are sitting next to each other.
You just got lucky.
And then that barrel's got 110 bottles in it, and this barrel's got 190 bottles in it.
Yep.
And they taste totally different.
And is it maybe something about the trees? Something
That's the only thing. I mean, they're literally sitting next to each other.
Yep.
So it's got to be a lot of it's the wood. So we use French oak here at Larrikin, as opposed to American white oak.
Yep.
And everyone's like, "Oh, then it's not bourbon." Yeah, no, it is bourbon.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know, the wood's harder and stuff, so I think that does something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of in love with this one. I haven't tried this bourbon, this D5, since it came out of the barrel.
It's I'm still tasting it after my first sip. It's like, yeah, delicious.
I think the other thing that I like is the way that it's really tongue focused for me. The way that it's finishing on my tongue. It's like sometimes you get it all around your mouth, but I've got that really sitting nicely.
Which is unusual for our stuff.
Right.
So this is a bit of an outlier.
Yeah.
And it even gets up on the top of your mouth, called your palate, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a very good choice.
This is good. Yeah.
Watch it do its own thing, like a larrikin.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the wood? So, French oak, bit of a toast, bit of a char. What's that?
We run. So when we started, genuinely, still really don't know what we're doing.
Greatest. I love how honest you are.
We got these barrels, and they're French oak.
True.
They're French wine barrels. But they were brand new. They weren't charred. They hadn't had anything in them.
Yep.
I didn't know who could char a barrel for me. I'd never done it. So we had to do it. So I looked on YouTube, like
so good.
on like the moonshiners kind of deal.
Yep.
But these were like real moonshiners on YouTube. And they would stuff the barrels with straw and then light them from both ends with a torch.
Yep.
And then roll them down the hill.
Did you have a hill to roll them down?
Oh yeah, had a hill.
This is amazing.
To catch them? Who was that unlucky?
So there was the problem. And we would roll. So it wasn't a steep hill like this. It was like this. Yeah. And so we had the big flamethrower thing, and we light each end, and we're rolling down the hill.
Did you this?
I hope this was
Dude.
not summer. You didn't have
No,
long
it was
grass
winter.
around.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was. We lived on a farm in the bush in Margaret River. Oh, and yelling up. Yeah, there was no. We're very fire safe, very fire aware. But except this day, we're rolling these barrels. There's flames coming out the side.
Oh.
Anyhow, we get them down. We had to hose them out and everything. So the
So good.
top and bottom were charred like alligator char, like black,
Yeah.
and the middle was like not really.
Didn't get much.
So we did little fires in the middle, and so the first we did probably 20 or 30 barrels like that until I was telling someone about it, and they're like, take them to blah blah cooperage and they'll do it.
Yeah, they fire it for you.
Okay. So that's what we do now.
Draw or a hill for that.
Yeah, head down to the cooperage and
And
get
my
them
wife
to do
wouldn't
it.
let me, Katie wouldn't let me video it or anything.
Oh, you need
thank
need
God.
footage of this.
As it turns out, I'm very glad it didn't. Would have been an OH&S
Yes.
nightmare. But yeah, that's how our first barrel started.
That's great. And
Yeah.
so these are then a char, fair bit of hay and rolling down a hill.
Yeah. By our Delta
There's no
bottles.
number.
It's funny, the ones that were not charred properly didn't have a letter.
Yep.
So if you ever got barrel 1, 2, 3, I think we went up to 8 on that or 10 on that. Anything without a letter.
Self-charred.
Self-charred, yeah.
It's the Greg method. Yeah.
But apparently
That's
it's
so
still a charred barrel.
Yeah. Well, you charred it. Just
Seriously, the ends were like
Did they
So
leak?
good.
Was it? No.
they were fine.
Good.
They were good. Well, they were French and they were really good
Yeah.
barrels. Like you can get some barrels here that, I don't know why, but they're just not as well put together. I
Yep.
think it's probably the wood. The wood here is quite young,
yep.
and I think that's probably the issue. But yeah, so that was my French oak barrel story. Or everything we do now is a 4 char, except our small batch, which is the 3 char.
Amazing. Well,
Well,
this is Fairlingham Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And wow, unbelievable. Thanks for sharing Single Barrel with us and thanks for having us again.
It's a bloody ripper.
Yeah.
Thanks. Cheers.
I can say that here and people know what I'm
Bloody
saying.
ripper.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.